So you join. Okay. Welcome everybody. Okay, so before we go ahead with what we have today, I would like you to, I would like to welcome everybody to the new year. So if you can hear me, let me know. We still have about 2 minutes before we start. We still have 2 minutes before 8 o'clock. So if you can hear me right now, let me know in the comments whether you're watching live or you are watching replay. If you can hear me, let me know in the chat section below so I can know if we are good to go. Let me know if you can hear me as I'm speaking right now in the chat below. Welcome everybody. Okay. Let us know where you're connecting from as well. Let us interact. This is the first live session I'll be having in the year 2022, and it's amazing. Okay, we are all alive, and we have to actually make 2022 a better year compared to 2021. So if you can hear me loud and clear, amazing. So if you are watching this live, just type live in the chat. If you are watching the replay, type replay. Okay, amazing. So we all know what we are going to be discussing today, but since it's not 8 o'clock yet, we still have about maybe a minute before 8. So I'll hold up by 8. I will start right away to just share with you the information which I have for you today, which is definitely going to change your life. You're going to be learning a lot of things from what I'm going to be sharing. These are some of the things that I documented from my experience from last year and the year before. Okay, just to share with you so that you can learn and not make some mistakes that I might have made in the past with regards to you pursuing your goal this year 2022. Okay, so amazing. So we have Alowole Miriam, you are welcome. We have Taiwo Adefala, you are welcome as well. Let us know if you are watching this live. Just type live in the chat section and give me some thumbs up, some emojis. All right. So okay, we have Chidima Ruth Samson. Welcome as well. Okay, so the topic for today, the topic for the discussion today is I'm going to be sharing 10 money traps. 10 money traps and the reason why you're not getting ahead financially. All right. The truth is that, like the message I put out there, earlier today, the truth is that there is no one here who can claim that he or she did not make money last year. Okay. If you did not make money last year, just raise your hand. Okay. The universe, is not as wicked as that. Some of us made money through salary. Some of us, made profit from our businesses. Some of us made interest. Some of us made rental income. Some of us, got gifts. Some of us got inheritance. Some of us found money on the floor. So there's no way you can say for 365 days you didn't make money. Okay, it could be small, it could be large, but we all made money. All right, but at the end of the year, at the end of the day, you just find yourself being broke. After when you look back and you say that you've made so much money, but at the end of the year you are still broke, and you are not where you are financially. It's because you could have fallen into some of the traps I want to discuss today. And this is specifically for you if you are, in Africa, or you were born in Africa, you're an African. Most of these things, most of these traps are there for us in Africa. Somebody said Africa is made in such a way that Africa is structured not to make you succeed. So if you want to succeed as an African, you have to work more than an average person. So what are the traps that are general? What are the traps that are out there that are common? And that a lot of people are falling into right now, and it's making them broke and not being able to achieve whatever goal they want to achieve. I've documented, like I said, I've documented some of them here, and I'll be sharing them with you one by one, about 10 of them. I hope I'll be able to cover all these within the time frame which I have. I just want to cover this within 40 to 45 minutes. Okay, so the first trap is age categorization. I call it age categorization. Now, I'm going to be giving you 3 categories of age, that we have. Okay. The first category is if you are between age 0 and age 25, you are in the first category. Then the second category is between age 26 and age 55. And the third category is between age 56 and age 85 or and above. All right. So age 0 to age 25, age 26 to age 55, age 56 to age 85. So if you fall within the category of age 0 to age 25, you are just starting your life, most likely you might still be in school. If you are learning a trade, you still be learning, you're still a student. So you are prone to be making a lot of mistakes right now. You've not found your feet, you've not found your message, you might not know what you are here for, and so on. So you are going to be depending on some people for survival. That's just it. You might be depending on your parents, your guardian, different people, leaders for survival. So you are a dependent. All right. So the second category is those who fall between the age 26 and age 55. These are breadwinners. These are people who will most likely must have found their message, who will have, who might be on a job right now, doing something, making money right now. They are called the breadwinners. The third category is those who fall between age 56 to age 85. These people are in their retirement phase. The businesses they could be doing from the past, things could have changed, government policy could have affected them, and the business trends might have been facing out, and these people in this category are prone to having a lot of health challenges. So they are most likely going to be depending on their children or the government or the society, their church, their mosque, and so on, to help them live well for survival. All right. So age 0 to age 25, most of them are going to be dependent. Age 56 to age 85, most of them are going to be dependent as well. These two categories are going to be depending on those who are between age 26 and age 55. So if you are between age 26 and age 55, you are in the category where I call breadwinners. You are going to be catering to those who are between age 0 to age 25, and also those who are between age 56 to age 85. So the pressure is always a lot on all this kind of people between age 26 and 55. So this is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people are not getting ahead financially. You are making money, but because the pressure is so much, you have a lot of dependence. It's making your money as it's coming, the money is going out. So at the end of the year, you might not be able to account for anything, and you just find yourself not getting ahead. So you have to pay attention to that. I'm trying to illustrate these things so that you be aware of the loopholes, the traps that you could fall into. So the second trap which I'll be discussing about is salary earning. There's nothing bad about earning salary, okay, but you have to be very, very careful. If you are not careful enough, you could fall into that trap, that salary trap. All right. So salary, when you are being paid salary for whatever job you do, at the end of the month, okay, the salary is meant for your mouth only, just for you. You are the one working with an organization, and you are the one being paid salary. But unfortunately, you have more than your mouth to feed. The salary is being paid for your mouth, only you, just you alone, okay? But you have a lot of people who you are going to distribute your money to at the end of the year, at the end of the month. Government to collect its own. Your spouse, either your husband, your wife, has their own share. Your children, they have their own share. Service providers like your maid, your house, your gatekeeper, etc., they have their own share. Your relatives, they have their own share, and so on and so forth. So you find yourself not getting ahead. Even the salary might not be enough for you. You are supposed to manage it actually, but you now have more mouths to feed. You find that at the end of the month, the salary is always not enough. Okay. So your employers do not consider your dependent. Your employers do not consider your attachment when they're paying you salary. No, they only consider your value. What value do you bring to the organization? And your value, how important are you when it comes to the company making profits? That's what is being considered when you are being, when your salary is being paid. So they don't consider your dependent. But the reality is that you have dependents. So that way, you see that you are falling into a money trap. You are making money, but you are not getting ahead financially. All right. Okay. So the third trap, which I'll be mentioning here, is a gift actually, but it could be a trap. Your children. Your children, they are supposed to be a gift, but if you are not careful, it could be a trap for your finances. All right. So do you know that a child is a 20-year project? A child is a 20-year project. That means that when you give birth to a kid, you're supposed to take care of that person. You're supposed to take care of that child for at least 18 to 20 years, up to the time when he or she can be independent to fend for himself. That means for the next 20 years, you keep on spending money on your child. Tuition fees, healthcare, housing, shelter, clothing, food, transportation, and so on. You keep on spending money for the next 20 years. 20 years for a child. Now, let me ask you, how long do you think your project is? If a child is a 20-year project, how long is the project you are into right now? Some of you have 5 children, that is 100-year project. Some of you have 4 children, that is 80-year project. It's not bad to have plenty kids, but you have to be careful because that could be your own trap. A child is a 20-year project. Have that at the back of your mind anytime you want to start giving birth. A child is a 20-year project. Am I ready to go into a 40-year project? 2 kids. Am I ready to go into a 60-year project? That's 3 kids. Am I ready to go into a 80-year project? That's 4 kids. Have that at the back of your mind. So that's the third trap. So I've talked about, age categorization. I've talked about salary earning. I've talked about your children. Okay. And the fourth one, which I'll be talking about, is poor money management skill. Okay. Poor money management skills. So, okay. Before I go ahead, I just like to, let you know that sincerely, most people might not tell you this. There is a certain income level which you will get to, or which you might be, that is only meant to take care of your bills. There are certain level, the kind of money that might be coming to you, your income level. There are certain income that is just meant to take care of your bills. So if you are at this level where the kind of money you are making is just to take care of your bills, and you are trying to force yourself to build wealth, you are trying to force yourself to invest, man, you can be trapped. That's just the sincere truth. There are certain level of income that is only meant to take care of your bills. Okay. So if you want to, build wealth, if you want to, invest, want to become an investor, to expand, you have to note, you have to, know what level are you on. Are you on the level where you can invest, or are you still at the level where you just need to take care of your bills? Okay. So that's one thing that a lot of people do not know. So your chapter 2 is not the same as someone else's chapter 20. Somebody is buying this, somebody is buying land, somebody is doing land banking, somebody is doing this investment or the other. All these investments we have out there, they are profitable investment actually. But are you at that level yet? Are you at the level where you can, give out a certain amount of money to invest? Okay. If you lose that money, will you be able to, come back on your feet? Okay. So you might be at the level where you can't invest yet. You have to note that. So your chapter 2 is not the same thing as somebody else's chapter 20. So budgeting can help you here. You need to be able to budget. A lot of people run away from budgeting because they think it's a punishment to budget. It's not punishment. Even the country has a budget. So why wouldn't you have a budget? The country that has access to, more funds, more income, more taxes, and so on, they have a budget. Why would you as an individual not have a budget? Okay. So budgeting can help you control where your money goes to. Where do you want your money to go to? Your money is supposed to be, a servant. Money is supposed to be a servant. So budgeting is what will help you control where you want your money to go to. It is not a punishment. What you are simply saying, when you budget, what you are simply saying is that, hey, you this money, you this 100,000 naira, I want you to feed me for the next 1 month without exceeding that 100,000 naira. I want you this 100,000 naira to feed me for the next 1 month without exceeding that. That's what you're saying. You are commanding your money. You are sending the money on an errand. But if you don't have a budget, if you don't have any budget, nothing, that means your money is controlling you. You don't have any control over your money. So you should have your budget. So not having budget is the fourth trap that a lot of Africans fall into. Make sure you have your budget. If you do not have a budget, that means it is your money that is controlling you. And money is a very, very bad leader, but money is an excellent servant. Money is an excellent servant, but it's a very, very bad leader. When you put money at the forefront to lead, you are going to crash. But when you control money, the money is going to do a lot of things for you. So budgeting is very, very important. So in 2022, this year, make sure you embrace budgeting. All right. Okay. So the fifth trap, number 5 trap that a lot of Africans fall into, that is making them not get ahead, that you might as well be into, or you should be careful of, is what I call the shiny object syndrome. Some of you must have heard about this, but I'll just throw some light. Shiny object syndrome. This is what some people do. They are on this, they are doing certain things, they're on a project, they're on a business, they're on a job. The next thing, when they hear about a new trend, they jump again without completing one. It is a taboo for you to start the project and not complete it. You have to complete your project. Whatever project you start must be completed. Okay? You have to get it to the point of completion. Okay? So stop jumping from one trend to the other. There's a new trend today. Okay, this is what is making money. You jump on it. Next week, there's another trend making money. You jump on it without completing one, just jumping. And at the end of the year, just find yourself, not achieving anything. So be selective when it comes to jumping on trends. We will have trend forever. Trends will keep on coming up every day, every minute, every week. Different things, different new things will keep on coming. So be selective when it comes to jumping on trend. have your criteria, have what you look at, have the characteristics, have your requirements before you jump onto any trend. All trends are not meant for you. That's just it. As much as NFT, cryptocurrencies, metaverse, and all these new trends, these trends are definitely going to make people a lot of money in this period. That's just the truth. It's going to make people a lot of money. But as much as these trends are going to make people a lot of money, there are still going to be a lot of people who won't be very, very strong in NFT, who will be very, very strong in the metaverse and so on in that space, and they will still excel. Social media, internet was making us a lot of money. There are still some billionaires in the world who are not even active on the internet, who are not making money from social media directly. They might be there, but they're not making money directly from social media. Dangote is not actually making so much money from the internet. He's not that big there, but he's a billionaire. Okay, he could have presence there. His company might have presence there, but he's not that big on the internet. Okay, so these trends will keep on coming. There are people who will make money on there, and there are still going to be people who will not be heavy on this trend, and they are going to make so much money for themselves, and they're going to excel. So focus on what will make you achieve your goals. If these trends are what are going to make you achieve your goal, focus on it. If not, focus on those things that are going to make you achieve your goals. Make your own goal the shiny object for others. Stop jumping onto another shiny thing. Make your own goal the shiny object for others. How do you make your goal a shiny object? By keep polishing your goal. Keep, polishing your skill. Keep polishing. Keep on. So when people see you, they will love to jump on you. You are going to be the next trend. All right. So stay away. Be careful, be careful of the shiny object syndrome. That's trap number 5. Are you gaining value? If you are gaining value, let me know. So far, I've talked about age categorization. I've talked about salary earning, which could be a trap. Okay. I've talked about your children. They're supposed to be a gift, but if you're not careful, they could also be a trap, all right? Okay, they could also be trap, okay, for you. Number 4, I talked about poor money management skill, where I talked about, budgeting and so on. And then number 5, I talked about the shiny object syndrome. Trap number 6 this is very, very common right now. Guess what? It's very, very common right now everywhere in the country. People now take debt for luxury. People take debt for luxury. They get loan just to, for frivolous things. And if you notice in the country right now, there's an increasing rate of credit apps. There are a lot of application and software where you can just sign up today and borrow money. Borrow money, get a loan, quick loan. Is the order of the day right now. And more people will fall victim of this. A lot of people. But you as a superstar, you are not supposed to fall victim of this. And there's something trending right now. Defaulters of, all this loan on these credit apps. Something happened last week. I saw in news out there on social media. There are some defaulters that the credit company, posted their picture in an obituary saying they are dead just to force them to come out. There's nothing they can do. Sometimes they send broadcast message, they defame, they, kill the person's name, kill the person's goodwill and so on, just because the person couldn't pay. Okay? So this is not the right thing for us to do. You are not supposed to take credit for luxury. Stop leveraging credit for frivolous things. Credit should be to expand and grow your income. Credit, loan, all this stuff should be for you to expand and grow your income. We have people who take loan to celebrate parties. We have a lot of people who take loan to do, to buy clothes, to do all those sort of things. No, loan and these stuffs are supposed to, are tools for you to expand your business, to make more money. All right, so taking debt for luxury is another trap. Okay? All right, so trap number 7. 7, I'm going to 10. All right, trap number 7. If you are gaining value, let me know in the chat session. Give me a thumbs up, fire emoji, a love emoji, whatever. Number 7 is that a lot of people do not set boundaries, and a lot of people giving into pressure. Not setting boundary and giving into pressure is another trap. A lot of people are going to fall into that, and they're already falling into that from the beginning of the year. You see, your loved ones can kill you, not because they hate you, but because they love you. Your loved ones can kill you. They can slaughter you. Not because they hate you, not because they detest, no, but because they love you. That's the reason why they can kill you. So if you hold a position in your family, amongst your friends, your relative, your community, in Nigeria, in Africa, if you hold like a first and only position, like you are the firstborn, you are the first person to travel abroad, you're the first millionaire, among your peers, among your family, your relative. You are the only graduate. You are the only one living in the city. You are the only one in politics. You are the only one doing business, and so on. All this first and only position. Be very, very careful because you have a lot of people who will depend on you. And by so doing, you can be trapped financially. You just find yourself not getting ahead just because of so many dependents. Okay? So people will take loan from you and not pay just because they know you are shy to ask for the loan. They'll take money from you, they'll come and ask for help from you, and they're not going to pay you back because they know you might you want to be humble, you want to be respectful and not ask for the loan back. They'll just kill you financially. Okay, they will show you love because of what they want to get from you. They keep on showing you love, giving you attention, simply not because they actually love you, but just because of what they want to get from you. Because they've seen you in that position, they've seen that thing in you. They've seen that you have money, you've traveled abroad, and they believe you have money, even though you are suffering over there. Okay, you are in politics, and they believe you should be in money. You are doing business, they believe you should have money, not knowing that you might be struggling as well. You have your own personal issues. So they will keep on showing you love and attention just because they want to get money from you. They can even give you chieftaincy title just because of the money they want to get from you. So you have to be very, very careful. You must set your boundaries. So do not give out loans that you cannot forgo. Any amount of money that you cannot forgo, if the person you are giving a loan to default, please do not give. Any money you are not comfortable forgoing, do not give it out as loan, especially to this category of people that you might not be able to enforce recovery of your loan from. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Some of you will have experienced what I'm saying. So do not give loan that you cannot forgo. Secondly, set out a budget for charity and goodwill. There's something I call charity and goodwill budget. In this budget, any amount of money I have there is what I use to help. Okay, there's something happening here amongst friends. A friend needs an amount of money or this, I take out from the charity and goodwill budget. Goodwill budget is a budget that some money that I've separated to take care of all these things because of my name. Okay, so he's doing this, is this, and we asked him for this, and he didn't want to do it. He must be wicked. He's stingy. Okay, so set out a budget. So once you spend the budget you have for your goodwill and charity, once it's exhausted, any other taxing is no, I don't have money. So I don't spend more than the fund I have in goodwill and charity budget for such. All right, so have your separate budget because sometimes you might not be able to run away from these things, especially if you're maybe like the firstborn. I'm not the firstborn, but I see what happens. You are the firstborn, or you are the first male child, and so on. You are the only child, or you are the first female child. You're the only one who have traveled abroad. You are the first millionaire in your family, and so on. Or you are the this and that. You are the only one who have a car in your street. So whenever the transformer gets destroyed, or whenever the transformer needs to be replaced, you are the first point of call. So you might not be able to run away from this. So just set out the budget for that and do not exceed that budget. All right. So what else you can do is that make sure you do not fall for social media pressure, even social pressure generally. There's something I call Ashrebi syndrome. I know you all know that. Do not fall for that this year. Do not fall for that this year. There is final burial wahala. Keep on wasting money on burials. It's good to pay respect to people who die, but there's a level at which you do these things and it's out of out of what I mean. So keep everything in moderation because at the end of the day, no one will ask you how many final burial did you celebrate. They'll just keep on saying you after making so much money this year, you were unable to account for anything and you still remain the same place you are. Okay. All right. So nobody gives you any accolade or any special attention because of a number of barriers you've paid for or the number of barriers you've carried. All right. So be very, very careful. All right. Another one is this is very, very peculiar to Yoruba people. Remembrance, doing remembrance of the dead every time. 20 years remembrance, 50 years remembrance, 100 years remembrance, and spending money too much for that. So you can fall into that trap as well. You have to be careful. These are some of the things that made you be at the same position which you are, especially if you are an adult. All right. So don't do it for the gram. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for Instagram. Don't do it for social media. Do it for yourself. All right. So I have about 3 more points to go, and I hope you are picking out some of the things that you can actually put into implementation this year. Trap number 8 is a very big one. Not tracking your expenses. Not tracking your expenses is a big trap. Some of you find it difficult to sit down and, okay, how much did I spend on this? How much have I spent on food this year? How much have I spent on, transportation this month? You find it very difficult to do. And if you do not do it, you have a revelation. You won't know where your money is going to. You just feel as if it is spiritual. A lot of you that feel that, your money is going spiritually. That you had so amount of money last week, and by this week you cannot even account for how the money went. It could be because you are not tracking your expenses. So the major cause of overweight is not even the main food we eat. People that are obese, people that have obesity and are overweight, it's not the major food we eat, the breakfast, lunch, dinner. No, the major cause of overweight is the food we eat in between meals, snacks, junks we eat in between meals. As little as it is, as tiny as it is more deadly, or it is deadlier compared to the major food we eat. That's the same way it is for our finances. The major cause of brokenness, okay, isn't the major expenses you incur, okay? It's not the major expenses you incur. They are the expenses that you overlook, the tiny expenses you overlook, like your subscription, all these small things. If you want to know, if you have an idea of how much you've paid for subscriptions, all your subscriptions, your internet subscription, your phone subscription, your TV subscription, Netflix subscription, if you can add how much you've paid on subscription for the past 2 years, you will now see where your potential business capital went to. That money you are looking for, you needed, you had a business idea, you didn't have money. You see that you've had the money in the past, only that subscription took it away. Just do a calculation of how much you spent on subscription for 2 years. That's about maybe 700 days. You will see how much has gone into subscription. So you have to be very, very careful. So all this urgent 2K, urgent 1K, and so on, these can accumulate into what could have saved you. Because you didn't save it, it was unable to save you. Okay? So what I can advise you to do with regards to this is that anytime you want to make any transfer on your phone from your bank app, always put the proper description. There's a place where you put description for any transfer. If you're sending money from somebody to you're sending money from yourself to another person, you can describe the money, what the money is for. Always describe the money properly, so that at the end of the month, when you get your bank statement, you can see where your money is going to. You can see the thing that is actually taking most of your money. All right. So if you have food taking most of your money, you know that, okay, I think food is taking so much of my money. So what can I do to break this down? What can I do to bring this down, and so on? So always do the proper description of your bank transfer. Of course, there's some of the money we spend in cash, but at least the one we spend from our bank apps, you still have an idea of where the money is going to, what expense is taking the most of your money. So that is trap number 8, not keeping track of your expenses. So as from today, make sure you start keeping track of your expenses. If you have gained value, if you have gotten 1 or 2 things from what I've said so far, before I round up, let me know in the chat section. What have you learned so far? What have you gained so far? Okay, what do you plan to start doing after this class, after this session? Okay, so trap number 9, the 9th trap that you can fall into this year as an African and might not make you get ahead financially is spending so much on liability, thinking you are spending on assets. Spending so much on liability, thinking you are spending on assets. Liabilities are things we spend money on that do not bring money to us back. Assets are things we spend money on that brings money to us back. So liability leads to expenses, asset leads to income. So if you have a car and you are using the car for delivery for your business, that's an asset, because as much as you are maintaining the car and spending money, the car is an asset, is a tool for you to make money in your business. It's an asset. But if you have a car just for for leisure, the car that takes you from your house to the club, the car that takes you from your house to the football pitch, and the car that takes you around to places you are not making money, is a liability, because you only spend money to maintain the car, but the car is not bringing any money. Same as your house. Your residential house, the house you built that you and your family are staying in, is a liability because it does not bring you money. Okay, but the house you built and you got a tenant to rent and you are making rental income is an asset. So a lot of people spend money, too much money on liability rather than assets. So make sure you spend money on things that will bring you value this year. So whenever you want to spend any money, whenever you want to buy anything, ask yourself, in what way can this thing make me money? Not only money, in what way can this thing bring me value? If you want to buy a shirt, ask yourself, in what way can this shirt bring me value? Because of the level you are. You get to a particular point financially where you don't care anymore. okay, where you can buy luxury. But the point which you are right now, and I know you know the point which you are, okay, so always ask yourself, this money I want to spend, this phone I want to buy, in what way can this phone make me money back? In what way can, directly or indirectly, can this clothes I want to buy make me money back? In what way can this thing bring me value? So you must, always highlight this. One of the things you can do to know whether to go for these things you want to buy. So make sure anything you are spending your money on is something that can bring you value. All right. Do you know that a car that is fresh out of the manufacturer, a new car, a brand new car, will lose about 30% of its value within the first year? Within the first 12 months, a brand new car will lose 30% of its value. And within 3 years, it will lose 50% of its value, half of its value within 3 years. So immediately you get a car, the value is already going down. So ask yourself, it's not as if you won't get a car, but always ask yourself, in what way can this thing bring me value? So spend more on assets than on liability. Of course, you have fun, you hang out, but make sure you're spending more on assets than liability. Okay, so ask yourself, like I said, in what way can this thing I want to buy bring me value? Ask how your outflows can bring you value. Your cash outflows, okay, can bring you value. Let me give you a very, very funny example, okay? And if you can get it, fine, okay? This is an example. There is a man who has been struggling with his wife. This man has been struggling with his wife for a long period of time, running their business and so on, struggling for years. But eventually, they got, financial breakthrough. And after he got financial breakthrough, the next thing he did was to open another shop. He opened another business. He opened another office. All right. There's another man who has also been struggling with his wife for a long period of time, for years, struggling. Eventually, he also got financial breakthrough. And the next thing he did was to marry another wife. Okay. So man A, who got financial breakthrough and opened another business, another office. Man B, who got financial breakthrough and married another wife. Let me know, typically in Nigeria, what tribe do they belong to? What tribe do man A belong to, and what tribe do man B belong to? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know how well you know Nigerians. Generally, what tribe do you think man A belongs to, and what tribe in Nigeria do you think man B belongs to? Okay, so let me know in the chat. The last point which I will be discussing with you is trap number 10, which is relying too much on one stream of income. That's one of the biggest one, okay? Relying too much on one stream of income. So in Nigeria, we have two major rivers, which is the River Niger and River Benue. So anytime you are thinking of the stream of you being broke, of you not getting financially ahead, of you struggling financially, think River Niger, River Benue. Make sure you have minimum, at least if you are the laziest, minimum of 2 streams of income. Someone is saying man A is Igbo, one man B is Yoruba. I don't know. Okay, let us know what you think. Okay, so anytime you are thinking, think River Niger, River Benue. Think River Niger, River Benue for your income. Make sure you have minimum of 2 incomes, okay? 2 stream of income, 2 source of income, minimum of 2. You can have more, but if you are the laziest, have minimum of 2. If you're on a job right now, you can get something else. You can be on 2 jobs. We have people abroad who are on 2 jobs. They do shift, okay? You can do one during the week, one on the weekends, one in the afternoon, one in the night. You can be on a job and still be a virtual assistant and so on. There's several things you can do on the internet right now, okay? So make sure you have at least 2 streams of income. Imagine you working on one leg, just one leg. How difficult will it be for you to move? Very, very difficult. But when you have 2 legs, it will be easier for you to move. So minimum of 2 income. You can create another income from your profession. Whatever you're doing right now, you can create another income. I have, a different session for that, okay, which will be holding very soon. How to create another income from whatever you know already, okay? You can create another income from your profession. You can create another income from your skill, whatever skill you have, no matter how little it is, okay? There is one video on YouTube, okay? This person taught how to boil egg properly, and he had over 1 million views. Look at how, how trivial, how overlooking that, lesson could be. But that means he had 1 million views. That means there are a lot of people out there who do not even know how to boil an egg properly. Okay, so don't think whatever you know is trash. I've seen adverts of people teaching recording courses and teaching people how to make use of Excel. And some of you have been on the job either working in a bank or so on, and you've been making use of Excel for the past 7, 10 years, and you know a lot of things about Excel, you can package that into a course. You can package that into a training and make money for yourself. Okay. You won't target those who already know. You will target those who need it but do not know. There are people who want to go for job interview next week and they know that the job requires them to, know or have a basic knowledge about basic knowledge on how to make use of Excel. These are the people that will need your product and you're going to sell. So no matter the skill you have, do not overlook it. There are some people who do not have it and are looking for it. Okay, so you can make money, another stream of income from your ability. There are certain things that you find very easy to do naturally that some people do not find very easy to do naturally. Some people can talk. Some people, they are talkatives. Some people, they have listening skill naturally. Some people can sing naturally. You can teach people how to sing, okay? Some people can present naturally. Some people, can break down tough topics, into something, very simple for everybody to understand. So whatever ability you have can be monetized. You can make money from your passion. There are certain things you have passion for. You can make money from that. You can make money from the need. That things around you in your community that people need and you can provide for. Okay, make money from that. Okay, you can also make money from what you studied in school. Do not overlook what you studied in school. Okay, you might not be making use of your certificates, might not be making use of what you studied in school to work right now, but you can make money from that. Okay, so look for how to do that. I have another session for that to teach you how to create products, how to monetize your skill, how to monetize your talent, and so on. Okay, so a very, very common one, which happened very recently, about 2 or 3 months ago. We had an accident in Nigeria where a very young boy called Sylvester died unfortunately in a school and so on. Okay, the case has been up and down. Okay, but that's not the major thing I want to drive up from that. What I want to drive up from that is that after that case, I started seeing adverts of people, people who understand how to run a hostel. They started creating ebooks to teach others how to run boarding house effectively, and they're making so much money from that. People have seen the lap, they have seen that lag, they've seen one loophole that, okay, fine, the death of that young boy that unfortunately happened in the boarding house of a school. So most likely the management, running the boarding house was maybe they were not effective. Okay, so they've seen one loophole there, and those who know how to run boarding house, who know how to run hostel, and they've done it, they have experience. They started creating ebooks, courses, trainings to teach people how to run boarding house effectively. Look at that, and they're making money for themselves, cashing out. All right, is a need at that particular time. And school authorities and people who have private hostels, we jump on the training, we jump on the course, and they're making money. Even parents are jumping on the course and they're making money for themselves. So do not limit yourself to one stream of income. All right, okay, so these are the 10 traps which you might fall into. Let me just recap. Okay, the first one is age category. The second one is salary earning trap. The third one is your children trap. Okay, number 4 is poor management skill trap. The 5th one is shiny object syndrome. The 6th one is taking debt for luxury, debt trap. All right. Number 7 is not setting boundary and giving it into pressure too quickly. Boundary trap, pressure trap. All right. Number 8 is tracking your expenses. Not tracking your expenses. That's another trap. Number 9 is spending too much on liability over assets. Another big trap. And the last one is relying too much on only one stream of income. All right. So these are the traps that you have to, be aware of if you're an African and you want to get ahead financially. All right. So next week, Saturday, this same time, this same location, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 to 15 skills, depending on how I can cover it. Okay. About 10 to 15 skills that you need, not the general ones you've heard of. Okay. 10 to 15 skills that you need to master if you want to become a superstar in 2022. These are super skills that you must learn. And I might be giving you some tip on how to go about this and how you have been losing so much money because you didn't have these skills. Not the general one, not public speaking. Okay, these are some of them, but not the general one. I'll be giving you 10 to 15, unique and rare skill that a lot of people who know them do not want you to know next Saturday. So join me next Saturday, same time, 8 p.m. West African time. Same location, it's Facebook group, and I'm going to be revealing that to you. So as well, subscribe to my newsletter. I know some of you did not get my email today. If you want to keep on getting my email, I always share tips and strategies that can help you get ahead in your business, in your career, in your life. I also share real life wisdoms, things that you can philosophies that you can bring into your life to help you upgrade your life. So it's free for now. So join my newsletter, subscribe to my newsletter. Just go to www.successwithayo.com/newsletter. successwithayo.com/newsletter, and you are going to subscribe and you'll be getting my regular newsletter in your email. All right, so thank you for joining in, thank you for staying here and learning this, and I hope some of the things you learn here you are going to implement them, because just listening, just hearing, just jotting down is not going to change your life except if you implement. All right, so if you have any question, drop your question in the chat section, and I'm going to be finding time to reply, so that we all can excel this year. All right, so I remain Ayodiji Joseph, and I'll see you next week Saturday. But for next Saturday, I'm going to be engaging with you in a group. All right, so bye bye, take care.